Okay, so hey there guys. So today's video is going to be continuing series I'm in the middle of, but it's going to be kind of witchy themed Halloween style, because I'm going to be continuing all witchy books series that I'm in the middle of, that I started last Halloween that I'm continuing this Halloween. And pretty much all of these series are either over after the second book or the third book isn't out yet. So 2 out of the 3 series will be done anyway. Sorry, my voice is a little raspy right now. I'm not sick. I just got upset about something earlier, so it's fine. We're thriving so much here. We're doing fine. So anyway, so I'm going to be reading 3 witchy books in this video. The first one, I actually just started the first book tonight, and that is Night of the Witch by Sarah Raish and Beth Ravis. So I'm going to be finishing this book probably by Wednesday, and then I will be starting and jumping into the second book right after that. So we're just going to be continuing the series, and it's only a duology. So the second book is called The Fate of Magic by Sarah Raish and Beth Davis again. This one says every witch needs a warrior. So I literally just started the first book because I just finished the buddy read that I had with my book bestie Felicia. We read Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil. She actually hasn't even started it yet, and I finished it already this evening when I got home from work. I finished it like right before dinner because I had like 30 pages left of the physical book because I was listening to it a lot today, and I think I read like 20 pages of it earlier, and then I read like 35 pages of Night of the Witch. So I think I read almost 100 pages today still, and I'm going to read more of Night of the Witch soon, literally right after I finish recording this clip. So this is the second one, and this one says, is there love enough to save the world? I'm only going to say that. Wow, what a synopsis, Caitlin. But I don't want to spoil anything for the end of the first book. I think this one is significantly shorter than the first one. It is 100 pages shorter, which does make me a little nervous, but it'll be a really fast read. I might be able to finish this in like a day because I do have the audiobook as well. So I wanted to start this duology earlier before Halloween because then I can finish it before my friend's birthday, and we're actually buddy reading this duology together. So we're actually together. I cannot speak. So I am going to be reading this duology this week, and then I'm going to be jumping into our other buddy read, which is Blood Moon. And that's a werewolf vampire kind of YA dark romantasy, so I'm very excited for that one. So we're buddy reading all 3 of them together, but I am going to be reading this one as my first book in this video because that has been on my TBR since like last Halloween. So, and then the second book that we're going to be reading, the other 2 are actually both ones that I'm going to be reading on my Kindle because actually I have been getting through a lot of my physical TBR this month that I actually have not been reading too much on my Kindle, but I am going to be reading these 2 pretty much back to back because I'm probably going to read both of these at the very end of the month, like right before Halloween. And the second one I'm going to read right on Halloween. So the second one I'm going to tell you about, but this is the second book that I'm telling you about right now. So that doesn't really make sense because I'm talking about 2 books at the same time. All right, so the second book that we're going to be reading in this video is What the Hex by Jessica Clare. I did read the first one last year called Go Hex Yourself, and I absolutely loved it. It was so funny. So there's only one more book in the series, so I'm very excited to read this one. This one I think is an interconnected standalone series, so it doesn't spoil anything if I read the synopsis for this one. So this one says, Penny Roundtree wants nothing more than to be familiar to a witch. She's been a member of the Society of Familiars ever since she was old enough to join the fam. The fam. That's what me and my best friend call each other all the time. There's just a small problem. No one's hiring. Witches and warlocks are so long-lived that there are far more familiars available than witches to train them. So when an unorthodox arrangement to apprentice under the table to a forbidden warlock presents itself, she takes it. Willem Sawyer, I guess, is banned from having a familiar due to past transgressions, thereby limiting his magic casting abilities. Unfortunately for the surly Prussian warlock, he has no choice but to work with enthusiastic Penny as a familiar. It kind of sounds similar to the first one, but they immediately clash like dried roan horsehair. But I love the first one; it's absolutely hysterical. And honeycomb gathered by moonlight. It's a terrible spell combination. Ask anyone. Casting spells has delightful perks Penny never could have dreamed of, but also greater dangers. Someone is targeting Penny. Willem and Penny must work together to catch their enemy, and if their ploy requires a little kissing on the side, who is to question the rules of magic? That sounds really fun. So that's the second book we're going to be reading in this video. And then the third one, because I usually always read 3 in these continuing series videos when I haven't even posted the last one that I did, because I've just been too busy working. And when I'm not working, I'm usually just reading or watching shows. Is the second book in the Maple Hollow series. Maple Hollow series. This is actually written by 2 authors as well, so it's interesting that 2 out of the 3 witchy books that I'm reading in this video are both co-written by 2 different authors. So the third book is a sapphic paranormal rom-com, and it's called Curses in Cold Brew, and it's by Allie K. Mulford and K.L. Morrison. This is the second book in the Maple Hollow series. I actually read the first one last Halloween. I literally read it on Halloween, and I loved it so much that I knew I wanted to read the second one on Halloween this year, because the second one just came out in September, so it's not like I could read it before that. So very excited for this one. They're like cute little sapphic Halloween little novellas. They're like only 200 pages, so they're really not that long. So this is the first one, and I really enjoyed the first one. It's called Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist. I thought it was so cute and so fun. And the Halloween atmosphere was chef's kiss. So I'm very excited to read the second one, and that's going to be the very last book that I read in October. So very excited to cozy up with that one. And then actually the third one got announced literally last month, and they already have a cover for it, and it's called Lichens and Lattes. So guess what we're reading next Halloween? This one right here. So I already know what I'm reading next Halloween. Like, some of these books get announced so early, and I can't believe it already has a cover, that I'm very excited to read that as well next Halloween, which is just crazy to even think about. But they pretty much come out at the same time every year. What's really funny is that the first one came out September 3rd of last year. The second one came out September 2nd of 2025, last month. And then the third one comes out September 1st of 2026. So it's the third, the second, and then the first. So that's funny. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we are going to update you guys when I start the second book in the Night of the Witch duology. So yeah, I'm enjoying the first book a lot already. I mean, I just started it, so I don't have much to say, but so far I'm really liking it. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Sorry, I had to turn the light off already. I just forgot to say one thing. It was just giving me a headache, but I was just gonna do this as a witchy Halloween video vlog, but the fact that they're all continuations of series, I didn't even realize that they were. So I'm like, might as well just make it a continuing series I'm in the middle of. So yeah. Okay, so hey there guys. So I didn't realize that I never made one update reading this book. And I already finished The Fate of Magic by Sarah Raish and Beth Revis. So I'll talk about it now because I like totally spaced that I forgot that I was doing this vlog because I worked the past 3 days, so I didn't really have time to do a check-in. And I started this book yesterday and already finished it today because I'm off today, so I had a lot of downtime to finish this book. I literally just finished it like 10 minutes ago. And then yesterday I like started the audiobook, and I think I read like 40 pages of it last night, like after work. So I wasn't, and I was on a reading sprints with Steffi's TikTok, so I didn't have time to do a check-in because before I knew it, I was on page like 215. And then I just read the last like 85 pages physically today. I think that's 85 pages. No, it's like 90 pages. So yeah, I just read 90 pages of this. So I already read quite a bit today, and this was really good. I really liked it. Because I had finished the first book yesterday afternoon already before I went to work, and then today I finished this afternoon. And I knew that this one was going to take like no time because it was only 303 pages. I'm getting through a lot of my physical books this month. I think I've read at least 8, and I think I'm gonna, well, I read 1, 2, 5, 7. How many physical books did I read? So anyway, what does this say? And Barrier Bones. So I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 10 physical books, and I think I still have 2 more that I'm going to read this month. So that's 12 physical books. So that's a lot. I think that's the most physical books I've read in like a couple months. So, yeah. But anyway, this was really good. I liked the first book more. I gave the first book a 5-star. I thought the first book was so good. This one, I gave it a 4.25. I still really, really liked it. I had a feeling this wasn't going to be 5 stars, and also, like, I felt like this was a little bit too short. But I still really, really enjoyed this duology. The last, like, chapter and epilogue of the first book was so, so good because it's all from, like, the villain's point of view in the epilogue. And oh my god, their voices were so good. I just thought that the female narrator's voice was so annoying, and honestly, like, I mean, it wasn't as annoying as some other narrators' voices, but I don't know why. It's usually 99% of the time, it's usually the girl's voice that I can't get down with. Usually, like, the guys' voices, they're never really that annoying. I don't know what it is. Sometimes, like, some girls are like, oh my god, and then, like, some of them are like, they sound really, really young. So, that literally just sounded the same. This is why I'm not a voice actor, so. But some people say I could because I do a mean Britney Spears impression. But anyway. But anyway. So this one, they have to, you know, so what are their names? Otto and Fritzy are the 2 main characters, and they fall in love in the first book, and basically they bond in the first book, and that means because Fritzy is a witch, Otto is a regular human, and Otto's mission is supposed to be taking down and killing witches because witches are supposed to be evil. They're supposed to be like worshippers and working with the devil, and you know, they're demonic and they're not supposed to be. It's like basically similar to like the Salem witch trials in these books. And they basically get burned at the stake because, you know, they're evil. They should be killed. So, but Otto doesn't think that witches are purely evil. For some reason, he doesn't want to kill witches. He wants to change things, and he wants to free them from their imprisonment for execution. So basically in the second, so that's what happens in the first book, and then in the second book, they are trying to defeat the villain in this book. I can't say who it, like, his name is Dieter, but I can't say like what he is to the main characters because that'll be a little bit of a spoiler. So you find out in the first book. But basically they have to defeat him, and he constantly can invade Fritzy's mind. Because he's very powerful. He's basically like pure evil, and they basically have to defeat him. And that's what most of the second book is about. So yeah, I really, really liked it. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed this duology. I'm glad that I finally got this off of my TBR because it's been on my TBR since last October. I wanted to read it last October, but I simply just didn't because, like I said, I put way too many witchy books on my TBR last October. I only have like, I think 4 more, but honestly, I think that's a little bit overkill as well. I think I'm going to only end up getting to 2 more of them and then 2 vampire books. So that'll be like 7. I think I'm going to end up reading 7 spooky books like I did last year because since I just finished this and I had read Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil and The Intruder, actually maybe I'll get to 8. No, I think I'm still only getting to 7. So I read The Intruder, Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil, The Night of the Witch, The Fate of Magic, and then I'm reading Blood Moon, The Tempest of Tea, Go Hex Yourself, and Curses in Cold Brew. Okay, I guess I got to 8. That's a lot. That's actually a lot. But I'm gonna read a new release now. It came out yesterday. It's called The Things Gods Break by Abigail Owen. I'm so excited to read this book because the first book was The Games Gods Play. I actually could put this technically in this video, but it's okay because we're doing a witchy themed continuing series I'm in the middle of. So yeah, I really, really like this one. So far so good in this vlog. So the next one I'm gonna read is Go Hex Yourself. I actually just got the hold today from Libby, so now I can read it whenever I want to. I'll probably start that maybe Sunday. I'm not sure yet because I still need to read Blood Moon with Becca, but I'm letting her catch up to finish this book because she actually finished the first book already. She finished it really quickly. She finished it yesterday, like last night, and I finished the first book yesterday afternoon, and then again I finished this one this afternoon. So she did start this one, so I'm just gonna give her a little bit of time to finish this one, and then we'll probably read Blood Moon Friday. We'll probably start it then because I have a lot of reading time on Friday. So I'm gonna read quite a bit of The Things Gods Break today and tomorrow. So I can get like maybe halfway through. I also have the audiobook on Libby, so I'll be able to listen to that while I'm getting ready, which is great. And yeah, that's pretty much it because I'm going out with my 2 girlfriends later from Lucky. So we can have a girls' night because I actually really need a girls' night right now because I haven't seen them since we went out to Cheesecake Factory with like a couple of our other Lucky Brand girlies. But now it's just me, my friend Aaliyah, and my friend Sarah because we haven't been out together, like the 3 of us, in quite a while since that cheesecake dinner. But also, like, I kind of just want to go out with them because I have a lot to talk to them about. Because honestly, they're the 2 that I was the closest to at Lucky Brand. Like, I made a lot of friends there still. So, yeah. And then tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, I'm working. And then, I just was so happy to be off today because I also worked the last 3 days in a row as well. I worked Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I was like, thank God I'm off today. But then I think I said on Sunday, because like I said, again, I'm working Thursday through Saturday, so I don't have anything to do besides work. Because I'm closing most of those days. But Sunday I'm going to the city for my friend Becca's birthday, which is the one that I'm buddy reading, The Night of the Witch, The Fate of Magic, and Blood Moon with. So, yeah, so anyway, so we should be able to start Blood Moon by Friday. And then me and my best friend are going to take the train on Sunday. So maybe I'll be able to finish both Saturday. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to get a decent amount into The Things Gods Break right now. I still have like a good 40 minutes until I have to get ready. So I still have some reading time. And then what else was I going to say about books? I think that's it. So yeah, I will check in with you guys when I start Go Hex Yourself. Hopefully it won't be when I finish it like I did with this one. So yeah, bye. Okay, so hey there guys. So I wanted to let you guys know you're gonna hate me. Well, probably not, because like I said, nobody watches my videos, or really like 2 people watch them, but is that a I literally don't know if that's on my wall. Is it on my wall? Yes. I don't know where that came from. But that wasn't there for a while before. Hopefully I didn't hurt my neck. But anyway, also I'm filming, this is now my second like video that I'm filming on my new computer because I did get a new laptop from working at Apple. It has its perks. So I did finish the second book in this video and I didn't even make any check-ins on it because I finished it yesterday, literally in a day. I just finished it in one day. And that is What the Hex by Jessica Clare. And I also finished the next book that I went into today as well. Just finished that too. So I'm literally blasting through books the past 2 days. I mean, I only worked last night. I went to the city on Sunday actually, and I finished another book on Sunday. So I now have finished one book on Sunday, one book on Monday, and one book on Tuesday. So it's the end of the month, so I become a little manic about finishing books before the month is over. But yeah, this was so cute. It was so funny. So it was about a warlock named Willem and a familiar named Penny. And basically, I'm just going to tell you guys what it was about because I already finished it. And it was really cute. It was funny. I really like the way that Jessica Clare writes her smut as well. Sorry if this is a little TMI, but it's in the book. So if you read the book, it's going to be smutty. I just like how she writes it because it's not like cringy. It's fun. It's a little dirty and it's good. It's just good. It's fun and entertaining. So, basically, Willem is banned from having a familiar. Like, he has done some, like, shady shit in the past. You don't know what it is until, like, the middle of the book, kind of. Maybe, like, almost 60% into the book. And basically, he can't even register a familiar. So, like, meaning no one can really know that he has one once he gets one, and it just so happens it's gonna be Penny that's assigned to him. You pretty much predict that it's gonna be her, and Penny's been trying to become a familiar for like most of her like early adult life, because she's like 30 and she still lives with her parents like I do, but her parents are both full-time familiars, meaning like she's the one that's basically always home in the house like alone because her parents are always working with their witches or warlocks as their familiars. So, and basically if you didn't know how witchcraft works or like witches and you know, familiars is basically well it works differently in certain like books, but and TV shows and adaptations and stuff. Basically, in this adaptation, and I think how it does work in witch lore, usually is that a familiar gives is like the instrument for the witch or warlock to conduct their magic and their spells. So he hasn't been able to conduct magic like this whole time. He thinks that she's like really annoying when she first comes in, but basically she initiates that they need to start fake dating in order for people to believe that they're together at certain things, because and also she's going to be moving into her house and people will be very shocked if she didn't give like an explanation as to why she just abruptly moved out of her parents' house. So it basically goes from there. They develop a relationship. I really liked the suspense at the end of this book as opposed to like the My Roommate is a Vampire series a little bit more. I think that Go Hex Yourself and What the Hex were a little bit more consistent, but also it's been a year since I read Go Hex Yourself, so I don't really remember the third act. Not like breakup, because she doesn't really do that in her books, which I do appreciate. Um, I guess I would just say the third act conflict where but it's not really between the two main characters. Like, someone gets captured and someone has to, like, get somebody out. So, but I enjoyed it. I really did. It was just really fun. So I gave it, I think I gave it a 4.25. Maybe it was just a 4 star. But it was just really fun. I was also trying to film another, like, series I'm in the middle of video. I also had another one on my old computer. I need to transfer some other clips to this computer because I want to go do my trade-in tomorrow because I need to trade in my old Pro for to apply to this one so I can get the trade-in credit. But I just wanted to see what I rated this book. I think I just gave it a 4 stars, but I kind of want to give it a 4.25. It was really fun, really cute, but maybe just because there was like a couple of things that were a little bit not like cringe, but just like awkwardly like written, but it was still such a fun time. I had such a good time. So, yeah, unfortunately, I finished the second book in this video. I'm sorry that I didn't do any like mid or like halfway through. I should have at least done a halfway through check-in, but I didn't, and I'm probably not going to be doing a check-in for this one either because I'm telling you right now, I'm probably going to finish this book like super quickly. So the third book we're going to be going into in this video is Curses in Cold Brew, but I'm going to read this on Halloween. I'm pretty sure I said that at the beginning of this video. Wow, the colors really pop on this. You can't see it, but it really pops on this screen. Like, my phone light is really dim, and this enhances the color like so much. Like, it's crazy like how much of an upgrade this screen is from my older computer. So yeah, but we're not going to be jumping into that until Halloween because I'm actually going to be jumping into another second book in a series that I'm in the middle of. And that is A Tempest of Tea by what's her name again? I literally just finished the first book. Hafsa Faisal? So I just finished the first book, literally, called A Tempest of Tea. And it's called the Blood and Tea series. And I didn't even know that the second book had come out until like the first week of October. And it came out like towards the end of September. And it's called A Steeping of Blood. And I'm 100% reading this tomorrow. Because I didn't think I was going to finish the 2 books that I just read so quickly. So I have time to read this before the month is over. And this is like literally the only book that wasn't on my TBR for October, but I really, really enjoyed the first book that I really want to read the second book. And then the series will be over because it's only a duology, so I figured I would read it before the year's over too, so I don't have to put it off like the Guncle, because I haven't read the second book in the Guncle series yet either, and I don't want to do that with this book. And since I also just finished What the Hex as well, because that was a series that I've been in the middle of since last year, but like I said, I only read those during Halloween. But now I've actually finished that series too because there's no other series in that there's no other books in that series. I don't know if she was going to make a third one, but she stopped writing them after like the second book. And I think I googled it and I don't think there's any announcement or that Jessica Clare has been working on a third book in that series at all. So, it's not like the Roommate is a Vampire series where it's just been like drawn out at this point. So I hope that Jenna Levine writes something different, but you know. But I really enjoyed this one, and I will check in with you guys hopefully before I finish Curses in Cold Brew. Again, I'm sorry that I already finished the second book, so yeah, bye. Okay, so hey there, guys. So I actually wanted to give you guys an update on where I'm at in one of the books in this video, at least, so I can give you guys an update, because I'm actually off today. I was originally supposed to work at 1 today, and I was supposed to be done by 6, but then that would have given me no time to, like, get ready for my Halloween party later. So, like I said, the last book that I was going to read in this video is Curses in Cold Brew by Allie K. Mulford and K.L. Morrison, and this is a cozy sapphic paranormal rom-com. So this one is a demon witch romance. So it's kind of similar to like A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, but it's sapphic instead. And right now I'm pretty much on page 100. It says I'm on page 99, but I'm on chapter 13. I just love the covers, and obviously I always go to the covers to make a check-in for these videos. But yeah, I'm on chapter 13. I actually just started listening to the audiobook today. I've had no time to like physically read this yet. I only just started it like 2 days ago. Like I started it at the nail salon on Wednesday. I got my vampire nails for Halloween, by the way. I really like how they turned out. I mean, they're not exactly how I wanted them to turn out, but I think I'm gonna be a vampire tonight. I'm excited. So anyway, basically, it's about a witch named Iris and a demoness, like basically a demoness named Ramona. And basically Ramona has like misplaced a soul. And Iris, you know, she needs to get laid, okay? That's basically what she says in the beginning, is that she needs like someone, you know, to date and to have fun with. And she's not like super serious and like rigid. She's just like, you know, going through some issues in that department. So I think this one's really fun, but I don't think I love it as much as the first one, which I feel like I've been saying so much in this video, because sometimes it's really hard to make like sequels as good as the first book. Sometimes it's just like a second book syndrome kind of thing, or because, you know, you can't really make these as different as the first one because they're very formulaic and very, you know, kind of same thing going on. Like, out of all these books that I'm reading in this video, I've definitely preferred the first book over the second one, but it doesn't mean I'm still not having a good time, because all these books have been really fun and really a good time to read. So it's not like I'm hating any of these. They're all really fun. So that's what, like I said, that's what reading is about, is having fun. So for me anyway, you know, like I've said before, reading is not that serious. It's to have a good time. Reading is subjective, like I've said a million times. If you're having a good time, that's fine. And that's all that matters. I mean, why am I rhyming? If you're having a good time, that's fine. But it really is true, though, because I feel like we have such like a pressure of, you know, every single book has to be 5 stars, the greatest piece of literature we've ever read in our lives. And not every single book has to be like that. And also, like I've said before, read whatever you want, or whatever you feel like reading. And if you enjoy the book, then you enjoy the book. If you love a book that I hate, good for you. If you hate a book that I love, good for you too. That's your opinion. I'm allowed to have mine too. So anyway, can I speak? It would be nice if I could speak English, right? So right now, basically, they have to journey back to hell, which I didn't know that we were going to hell in this book. I think that's really funny. I think I'm going to be reading quite a few like heaven and hell kind of books lately. Actually, I think it might only be like 2. Because I want to read For Whom the Bell Tolls in November, and that one's like a hell kind of romantasy, because hell is literally in the end papers of the end paper art in that book. So, and it's like literally a demon, and I don't know if she's like a demoness or like a witch, but anyway, that's not what this vlog is about. So anyway, that's pretty much all that's happening right now. I don't really have much else to say. So I'm 37% of the way through. So now I'm going to read for like an hour before I have to get ready and stuff. But I can't even relax and read because like I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm not really going to have much downtime before. I really thought I was going to have until like 6:30 to be at my friend's house. But now she says that I need to be there by 5:45. And she doesn't live close. So I'm thinking I have to leave by 5. So I have to be ready by 5 o'clock. Let me just see Waze, how long it would take me to get there. Where is my Waze app? It's so funny how Waze is still the only app that will tell you like how much traffic there is to leave by a certain time. Like unless it's there's a feature on Google for that. I think there is, and I think my friend has shown me before, but I don't remember where the hell it is. So okay, so where to? I don't even remember her address. No, I do not. Search. It's right here. Okay. Oh my lord. Okay, so view routes, leave later, arrive by 5:45. It means I have to leave by 4:50. It'll take me 50 fucking minutes to get there. At this point, I might just take the fucking train. That is so far. But going home, it takes like no time. Literally, if I left at like 8, it would only take me a half hour. But because it's like peak traffic time, it's going to take me 50 minutes. That's ridiculous, but whatever. That's the furthest that I'm driving. Because I'm working tomorrow and Sunday I might not go anywhere, and then I'm working Monday, and then Tuesday I'm just hanging out in my town. So the gas that I have right now is what I'm using to get there. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go because I'm gonna have to shower right after I go to the bathroom. So yeah, let me tell you everything that I'm doing, obviously. So yeah, bye. So hey there, guys. So it is like 2 days after Halloween. And I did finish Curses and Cold Brew on the 31st. I don't know how I mute notifications. I think I'm just going to put it on Do Not Disturb. Because I don't want that going off constantly, because one of my friends that I haven't talked to in a while is texting me now. So anyway, so yeah, I finished it on the way to my friend's house, actually, on Halloween, and I'm pretty sure that I said that when I filmed the clip of me checking in. At least I had made one clip checking in of the books that we read in this video, because every time I made a clip, I was finished with the book that I was reading. So anyway, so basically the rest of the book was pretty predictable, where, she has to save her girlfriend from getting her soul taken from like her ex, Esme, like Ramona's ex, Esme. And that's basically it. They mentioned Halloween night like a couple of times, so I'm glad that I read it during Halloween. And I'm excited for this third book, because actually the last little bit of the book kind of left off on a bit of a cliffhanger. And it might be that's who the third book is about, because there's a guy on the cover of the third one, so it might not be a sapphic one. which of course, like, I love sapphic books. So anyway, let me just see, because I just want to see if it says sapphic. I don't think it is because there's a guy on the cover. Yeah, this one says a cozy paranormal rom-com. So the third one is called Lichens and Lattes, and I showed you guys that cover before, and it comes out September 1st of 2026. So anyway, I feel like I don't have to read it on Halloween next year. I feel like it's a book that I could read like at any time. So I gave this book a 4 star. Jesus. Um, so all the books in this video, they weren't really there wasn't really one that was my absolute favorite. I would say maybe out of the three, my favorite was What the Hex because it was just so funny. Um, but like I said, like out of these three books, I mean the second book in the Night of the Witch duology wasn't really like as repetitive as the other two were, but also like they were repetitive in a good way. So I wasn't bored with any of them, to be honest. I had a fun time reading all of these books, so I'm not really going to rank these books because there's really no point. Honestly, I think number 3 would be The Fate of Magic. Let me just do it really quick cuz if this was a ranking, because again, I enjoyed all 3 of them. But The Fate of Magic, I didn't love it as much as Night of the Witch. And actually, Night of the Witch was my last 5-star read. I haven't had a 5-star in like almost 3 weeks. So, and I don't think the book I'm reading currently is going to be a 5-star either. And this is actually a continuation of a series as well. I actually started filming one of those videos like a couple of weeks back, and then I never ended up finishing it. I also filmed one like 2 months ago, and then I never posted that one. So I feel like I want to post this one, the Witchy books, a continuation of series. And then number 2 would be Curses in Cold Brew, because I did really enjoy it. I thought it was really fun. I liked that more than The Fate of Magic. Yeah, but I kind of felt the same about both of them. And then the first one, like I said, would be What the Hex. So I thought it was just so funny. I wish that she wrote like maybe one more book in it, because like I said before, it kind of reminds me of like the Roommate is a Vampire series. And I just saw that, I don't know how people found this out. Maybe she said this on like her Instagram or something, but My Roommate is a Vampire series is by My Roommate is a Vampire series is by Jenna Levine, and people said that the third one is the third and final book. So I'm like, I'm really hoping we see like some other new things from Jenna Levine. So my Halloween TBR is over because I'm not going to be reading any more Halloween books. I'm actually reading an arc right now called The Rebel and the Rose, which is the second book in the City of Phantoms series by Catherine Doyle, and I really, really wanted to read this book when November 1st came, because I actually started it like a couple weeks ago, but I knew I wasn't going to have time to read it until November. But there are so many books, like I said, that I want to read in November. Like, this always happens with me, but like November is like a big release time for books right now. So pretty much the books that I don't get to in November, I might just roll them over to December, or December, I'm going to be doing like the envelopes of like unwrapping books again for December, because I haven't done that all year since last Christmas. So I really want to do that again. So I'm not going to be doing prompts in December. So yeah. And we actually did pick our book club pick. I already posted my TBR video, but this works out so perfectly, and I'm so glad that I put this book on my TBR in November. I'm just going to tell you guys what it is here, because like I said, I already posted my TBR video, and it works out because it's a book on my TBR as well, like for this month. And we just have to talk to the other girl that's in our Apple book club and see if she's going to read it too. But me and the other girl, Taylor, and our other friend, James, there, he read the first one last year and he like never stops raving about it. The second book's coming out November 11th, so I might have to start that book before the 11th, and then I'm going to have to read the second book then. And then I'm going to have to read Between Two Kings, because Between Two Kings also comes out the 11th as well. So I'm basically just going to be reading new releases for the next like 2 weeks, because I'm going to read Rebel and the Rose. Then I also have Never Ever After, which I'm going to go into after that. I was honestly thinking about going into a super quick fall palette cleanser though, like the Autumn Store Bookshop or Falling Like Leaves, but Never Ever After is only like 330 something pages, so it's not really going to take me that long. But basically today and Tuesday are like the only days I have time to really read during the day, because today I'm off, but like I'm working like 5 days next week. I'm working tomorrow, but I am going to be reading tomorrow afternoon, because I only work till 2:30 tomorrow. I was trying to get somebody to pick up my shift, but so anyway, and then I'm working Wednesday through Sunday. And they're all like kind of mid shifts, like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, stuff like that. So I don't know how much time I'm actually going to have to read after today. So I'm going to try and get through The Rebel and the Rose as much as possible. I have like 4 hours of reading time today, or like at least 3. So I want to read as much as possible. So, because I had a feeling this month was going to be even less reading time for me than October, because October I still worked a lot, but I was off 3 Saturdays in October and I still managed to read 20 books. Because after I finished Curses in Cold Brew, I just listened to the Ali Hazelwood short story that was that came out with like that Amazon collection of Halloween short stories that like Christina Loren wrote one, Ali Hazelwood did one, and like etc. They do like a collection of short stories like sometimes for every holiday. Last year they did like a collection of Christmas short stories, and I think they did the Valentine's Day short stories last year as well, if I'm not mistaken. That might have been 2 years ago, and that's literally the only Ali Hazelwood, Abby Jimenez book that I haven't read yet, which is crazy. It's like literally like a 50-page book, and I haven't read that Valentine's Day short story yet, but I did read The Fall Risk, which was her Valentine's Day short story. Anyway, I read the short story Hot for Slayer. I literally just listened to it like halfway to my friend's house and then on the way home. So anyway, what else happened? Yeah, that's it. So I read that, and that only took me less than 2 hours to finish, because it was only like an hour and a half audiobook. I literally just listened to the audiobook. I think it was like a 90-page short story. Um so yeah, that's it. And I knew after Halloween I wasn't going to have as much time to read, so that's why I wanted to finish at least 2 short books before the month was over and before my schedule gets a little bit crazy. So because Tuesday I'm seeing my friend Felicia, and we're going to shop the VIB sale, and then we're going to get lunch, because I have to see her before she goes away on her trip, because she's going away, I think, by the end of this week. Maybe, I'm not sure, and she goes away for like a week and a half, so. And then I'm working for the entirety of the week. And literally every day after work, I want to read as much as I can, because I have to read Eternal Ruin, Star Chaser, and then The Will of the Many. Oh, I didn't tell you guys what my book club pick is. It's The Will of the Many by James Ingleton, which is one of the books on my 25 and 2025. It's on my November TBR, and also the second book is coming out in November, and it comes out November 11th. So I know what books I'm reading November 11th too. I'm hoping to finish The Will of the Many before November 11th, but I'll probably finish it like the 12th or something, and then I'll just jump into the second one. Um, so I'm hoping to read The Rebel and the Rose, Never Ever After, Eternal Ruin, Star Chaser, and I felt like another new release is coming out, but I think it's not until November 11th. So I have to read those 4 books before The Will of the Many, and then I'm literally just going to jump into The Will of the Many. Or like I said, I might just do a super quick fall book after that. Or we could just do Legends and Lattes like me and Becca's buddy read. Because we have 2 buddy reads this month. We have Legends and Lattes and Between Two Kings, which is a buddy read between me, Felicia, and Becca. No pun intended. So yeah, we're going to be reading The Will of the Many. And what's crazy, I didn't finish telling the story. I literally just like go on 5 million tangents in my brain. So I was talking to Taylor yesterday at work, and I was just talking to James about how excited he is about the second book coming out. I'm excited for the second book, and I haven't even read the first one yet because I've heard nothing but freaking amazing things about this book. So I have to read this book this month. So I'm glad, like, I'm kind of forced to read it, but also because I really want to. But I'm also going to be reading some longer books this month. So anyway, so we were talking about the second book coming out, and then a couple days, literally yesterday, me and Taylor was like, what are we going to read in November? I was like, well, Nahima's not going to be able to read with us because she didn't even read the book that we read in October, which was like a short thriller. It's Rita McFadden. Her books take like no time to get through. And then Taylor was like, out of the blue, James was talking about the sequel, and then Taylor's like, how about we read The Will of the Many? And I was like, what? I was like, James loves that book. And he's like, I'm counting down the days until the second one comes out. And then we were like, do you want to read the second one with us? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, okay, well, the many then. So, like, technically, we're reading 2 books, and she'll probably have time to finish both of them in November. But I think we're pretty much picking 2 books to read together, which is freaking awesome. So, because me and Taylor have to read the first one, obviously, before we read the second one, and then we're going to read the sequel with James, which is just so much fun. So, very excited. There's so many readers there, so anyway, I'm going to shut up and stop rambling. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Goodreads and also on my TikTok. I post all my book content over there, and also I post all my book reviews on Goodreads, so check it out. And yeah, I'm done with Halloween books. What was your favorite Halloween read? Did you do anything fun for Halloween? Do you not celebrate? Let me know. I was actually a vampire for Halloween for the first time in my life because I never was a vampire before that. I posted the TikTok of what I wore, and I did some like bloody makeup, so it was fun. It was a fun time. I went with my friend that kind of drove me a little crazy before that, but yeah. Anyway, it was fun. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, keep reading. Bye.